Look around your home right now. Chances are, you are surrounded by things you bought to make your life easier, happier, or more successful. But when you check your bank app at the end of the month, do you actually feel rich? We live in a culture that measures wealth by what we can see. The upgraded car in the driveway, the latest phone in your hand, the endless stream of boxes arriving on your porch. But for many of us, the more we accumulate, the heavier our financial lives become. We are earning more than we did 5 years ago, yet we feel like we are constantly running out of money just trying to maintain our lifestyle. This is the modern money trap. We buy things to look wealthy, but the constant act of buying is exactly what is keeping us financially fragile. Japanese minimalist philosophy offers a radically different lens. It teaches us that true wealth is not found in endless accumulation, but in intentional subtraction. It is about clearing the physical and mental noise so you can finally keep the money you make. Today we are going to explore 8 Japanese minimalist money habits that cost absolutely nothing to start, but will quietly and completely change your financial reality. It is incredibly frustrating to do everything right and still feel like you are barely getting ahead. You go to work, you pay your bills on time, and you might even have a decent income. You are not reckless, yet, somehow, the money comes in and then it just silently slips away into the background of everyday life. When this happens, it is easy to blame ourselves. We think we just need more discipline. But the truth is, your lack of willpower is not the problem. The real problem is that our modern environment is perfectly engineered to separate you from your money. Every app and every social norm is designed to make spending frictionless. This is where the lens of Japanese minimalism changes everything. Often we misunderstand minimalism as a stark, punishing aesthetic. But true Japanese minimalism is not about deprivation. It is about extreme clarity. It teaches us that the ultimate luxury is not owning everything, but being free from the pressure to buy everything. To understand why these habits are so effective, we have to look at how minimalism differs across cultures. In the West, it is often a design trend, but in Japan, it is a foundational philosophy deeply rooted in centuries of cultural practice. At its core, this mindset stems from a universal behavioral principle. Human desire expands to fill any budget allocated to it. Modern consumption exploits this, teaching us that to solve dissatisfaction, we must add more. Japanese minimalism suggests the exact opposite. True wealth is not the visible artifacts of what you spend. It is the silent accumulation of what you keep. Point 1. The trap of the moving goalpost. Have you ever noticed how a salary increase rarely feels like an actual financial breakthrough? When we earn more, we almost instantly adapt. We finance a slightly better car, and our grocery habits quietly become more expensive. In Japanese Zen philosophy, there is a powerful concept called taru wo shiru, which translates to knowing what is enough. It is the realization that contentment comes from recognizing when you have reached sufficiency. Modern money culture violently opposes this. It thrives on lifestyle inflation. The psychological trap is seductive because it disguises itself as self-care. I work hard, so I deserve this. The visible cost is a dangerously stagnant bank balance. But the hidden cost is that you are trading away the power of compound interest and long-term peace of mind. The minimalist system fix is to artificially cap your lifestyle. Find a comfortable baseline and lock it in. When you get a raise, do not absorb it into your budget. Set up an automated transfer to send 100 PHNTRM of that extra money directly into an investment account before you even see it. Quiet wealth often begins when money stops being a performance and becomes a direction. Enough is not failure. Enough is the exact place where your financial freedom begins. Point 2. The space between wanting and buying, this endless treadmill of upgrading, is fueled by how easy it is to spend today. With Apple Pay and one-click checkouts, there is zero gap between desiring an item and purchasing it. Traditional Japanese art and architecture value a concept called ma. Ma refers to negative space, the gap or the pause between things. When applied to personal finance, MA is the intentional space between wanting and buying. The psychological trap of modern consumerism is that we are addicted to the dopamine spike of the transaction itself, not the actual item. Once the box arrives, the thrill fades. The visible cost is the continuous bleed of your credit card. The hidden cost is the physical clutter that slowly takes over your living space, draining your mental bandwidth. The practical fix is to deliberately reintroduce friction. Create a 72-hour waiting list on your phone. If you want something that is not an absolute necessity, put it on the list and force a 72-hour pause, your financial ma. You will be shocked by how many items lose their emotional grip on you. True financial control is not having the money to buy everything. It is having the ability to pause. Point 3. The illusion of the upgrade cycle. Once you master the pause, you notice another trap, the relentless pressure to upgrade. Your phone works perfectly fine, but the new model has a slightly better camera. In Japan, there is a profound aesthetic principle known as wabi-sabi, the practice of finding beauty and value in things that are imperfect or aging. Modern marketing is terrified of wabi-sabi. The money machine relies on novelty bias, a psychological trap tricking our brains into believing that new automatically means better. The visible cost is endless monthly installments and the brutal tax of depreciation. The hidden cost is that you are paying a premium just for the fleeting feeling of newness, bleeding wealth to interest rates instead of buying assets. The minimalist system fix is to consciously step off the upgrade treadmill. Choose high-quality items and commit to keeping them long past their perceived expiration date. Allow your belongings to age. There is profound wealth in simply not needing the newest version of anything. Point 4. The danger of financial clutter. Embracing what you already have naturally leads to simplifying how you manage it. Today, we juggle multiple reward credit cards, investing apps, and dozens of auto-renewing subscriptions. This brings us to Kanso, the Japanese minimalist concept of simplicity and the extreme elimination of the non-essential. The psychological trap we fall into is believing that financial complexity equals financial sophistication. The visible cost of this clutter appears as late fees and phantom subscriptions quietly siphoning money. The hidden cost is severe decision fatigue and a complete loss of clarity. You become blind to your own money. The system fix is extreme consolidation. Apply Kanso to your finances. You need one reliable checking account, one credit card you pay off entirely every month, and one automated investment account. Complexity hides financial leaks. Simplicity builds quiet wealth. Point 5. The high price of convenience. Once you clear that internal financial clutter, you start to notice where your money leaks externally, on a daily basis. Extreme convenience. In Japan, there is a cultural concept called matanai. It expresses a profound sense of regret when something of value is wasted. Today, matanai applies perfectly to how we waste money on frictionless convenience, food delivery apps, and endless ride shares. The psychological trap is the lie. I am too busy. I am buying back my time. The visible cost is the inflated delivery fees, but the real hidden cost is devastating. You are trading thousands of dollars a year, money that could be compounding, just to save 20 minutes of cooking. The system fix is to reintroduce deliberate friction into your routine. Delete the food delivery apps. If you truly want takeout, force yourself to drive and pick it up. Respecting your money means respecting the hours of your life it took to earn it. Point 6. The weight of unnecessary inventory. This exact waste happens when we buy things we do not need simply because they are on sale. This brings us to danshari, the Japanese minimalist practice of decluttering, refusing what is unnecessary and disposing of what clutters your space. The modern problem is we treat our homes like personal warehouses. We buy too much and pay heavily to store it. The psychological trap is the sunk cost fallacy. We keep things we never use because we feel guilty about the money spent. The visible cost is the price tag and the premium paid for storage. The hidden cost is a massive mental weight. Managing your inventory quietly drains your energy. The system fix is the strict one in, one out rule. For every new non-consumable item that enters your home, an old one must go. You do not own your excess possessions. Eventually, they own you. Point 7. The cost of playing someone else's game. Much of our financial clutter comes from the people around us. In Japan, there is a beautiful idiom called ubatori. It refers to the cherry, plum, peach, and apricot trees. Each blossoms at its own pace. It is a reminder to never compare your journey to anyone else's. The modern money machine relies on status signaling and comparison. The psychological trap is the desperate need for social validation. The visible cost is the consumer debt we take on for luxury brands. But the hidden cost is deep emptiness. You build a facade for strangers while quietly suffocating in private. The minimalist system fix is a ruthless digital cleanse. Unfollow any account that triggers a desire to spend. Practice stealth wealth. Keep your income and assets private. Money becomes remarkably light when it is no longer trying to prove your worth to other people. Point 8. The ultimate minimalist asset. This brings us to the final habit, understanding the ultimate purpose of your wealth. This is rooted in ikigai, a concept translating to your reason for being. When you lack ikigai, money becomes a dangerous substitute for purpose. We work exhausting hours in jobs we dislike, and then we revenge spend on expensive weekend getaways just to numb the stress. The psychological trap is using consumption as an anesthetic. The visible cost is a drained bank account. The hidden cost is a vicious cycle. The more you spend to escape, the longer you must stay in the job you hate to pay off the escape. The system fix is a total perspective shift. Stop using your money to buy temporary relief. Start using it to buy your permanent freedom. Root those escape funds directly into your investments. The highest dividend money pays is not luxury. It is the ability to wake up and own your own time. Now, I want to pause here for a second. When we talk about minimalism or capping our lifestyle, it is easy to feel like we are talking about deprivation. You might think, am I supposed to never enjoy my money again? Absolutely not. Minimalist money is not about living with nothing. It is a new lens. It is about stopping the endless funding of things that drain you, so you can aggressively fund the things that bring you real peace. It is simply giving your money a clear direction. So, how do we actually start applying this today? We begin with a financial danshari, a decluttering of your cash flow. First, pull up your bank statement from the last 30 days. Do not judge, just observe. Highlight every automated fee or emotional impulse buy. Second, choose just one leak to close today. Apply Cancel Extreme Simplicity. Cancel one subscription you forgot about. Third, and most importantly, do not let that recovered money absorb back into your checking account. Set up an automatic transfer of that exact amount into your investment account. You are permanently redirecting your money from funding someone else's business to funding your own quiet wealth. Let's go back to that room we talked about at the beginning. The goal is not to empty it completely, but to ensure that everything left in it actually serves you. Japanese money habits are not a magical secret. They remind us that quiet wealth is built not by earning your spending habits, but by intentionally designing a life where you need less to feel secure. If this video helped you see your money from a different perspective, hit the subscribe button for more conversations on minimalist money and building quiet wealth. Disclaimer as always, please remember that this video is for educational purposes only and is not personal financial advice. Financial rules, taxes, pensions, and investment products vary by country. Always consider your own unique financial situation and speak with a qualified professional when needed.